September 10, 2017, Orchard Park, NY, USA. New York Jets tight end Eric Tomlinson, 83, warms up before the game against the Buffalo Bills at New Era Field. Mandatory credit, Timothy T. Ludwig-USA Today Sports, Timothy T. Ludwig, with Le'Veon Bell a new centerpiece in the Jets' offense, the organization brought back two familiar faces to strengthen their blocking schemes. Tuesday, New York resigned offensive lineman Brent Qvale and tight end Eric Tomlinson, who primarily operates as a blocking tight end in the offense. The team also confirmed the signing of tight end Daniel Brown. Tomlinson ended last season on injured reserve after he dropped a weight on his foot. Before that, he made 12 starts and appeared in 15 games, and served as a special teams contributor. He first joined the Jets in 2016 and has played in 36 games total with 16 catches for 193 yards and 1 career touchdown. However, the 6'6" tight end's primary purpose in the offense is to serve as a blocker in run schemes. Qvale has been with the Jets since 2014, when he began as a practice squad player. With experience at both tackle and guard, he offers versatility as a depth option on the offensive line. The University of Nebraska product played all 16 games each of the last 2 seasons with 8 starts. He's played 60 career games and made 14 starts. Chicago Bears tight end Trey Burton celebrates with tight end Daniel Brown after scoring a touchdown against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the first half at Soldier Field. Kamil Kurzaczynski, USA Today Sports. The Jets signed former Bears and Ravens tight end Daniel Brown to a contract, according to his agent. Brown, 26, played in 14 games last season, but did not record a completion on offense. He spent most of his time on special teams. Since debuting with Baltimore in 2015, Brown has 35 catches for 317 yards and 1 touchdown. New York Jets quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, 14, prepares to throw the ball against the New England Patriots during the first quarter at MetLife Stadium. Brad Penner, Ryan Fitzpatrick's renaissance behind center, will bring him back to the AFC East. The QB signed a 2-year, $11 million deal with Miami on Sunday, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter and other reports. Fitzpatrick quarterbacked the Jets for 2 seasons in 2015 and 2016 before heading to Tampa Bay for 2 years. His new contract, though, gives him the chance to face his old team twice a year. It will be his 3rd go-around in the division. He played 4 seasons in Buffalo, December 30, 2018, Baltimore, Maryland, USA, Baltimore Ravens inside linebacker, CJ Mosley, 57, reacts after sacking Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield, not pictured during the second half at M. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan, USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan, Bent, TheJetsBlog.com. Follow on Twitter. While the Le'Veon Bell signing received the most attention, the biggest financial outlay for the Jets this offseason was the C.J. Mosley deal. The former Baltimore Ravens linebacker signed a 5-year contract worth up to $85 million. Will it prove to be worth it, though? There's no doubting Mosley's talent, as he's been a Pro Bowler and second-team All-Pro in 4 of his 5 seasons. The Ravens went to the postseason twice in those 5 years, with Mosley anchoring their defense, including an AFC North Division title win in 2018. He has 9 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 5 fumble recoveries in his career, so he should provide some impact plays. The Jets are most likely to employ Mosley as the middle linebacker in Greg Williams' new system. In fact, there's a good chance Williams may have identified Mosley as an ideal central cog to install his scheme around. Ideally, he would have had Anthony Barr as well, but that move obviously fell apart at the 11th hour. Another clue as to how important the Jets saw having a player of Mosley's caliber on the team comes from the size of his contract. Le'Veon Bell, 26, mandatory credit, Charles Leclerc, USA Today Sports. Charles Leclerc, New Jets running back Le'Veon Bell had every intention of returning to the Steelers during their Week 7 bye to sign his franchise tender hit. the field several weeks later and play out the rest of the season, believing he had no other choice if he wanted an accrued season in order to hit free agency this year. But in an interview with ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Bell revealed that he learned from social media that he didn't need to play at all to hit free agency as long as the Steelers didn't tag him again. Once, he confirmed that with his agent, his goal to remain off the field the whole season to preserve his health for more guaranteed money was back in play. That was the biggest mix-up the whole time, Bell told Fowler. I thought I had to sit out until week 10 or else they can tag me again. Around before the bye week, that's when I found out I didn't have to play. October 29, 2017, Orchard Park, NY, USA, Oakland Raiders offensive guard Kelechi Osemele, 70, against the Buffalo Bills at New Era Field. Mandatory credit, Timothy T. Ludwig-USA Today Sports. Timothy T. Ludwig. With the recent flurry of big-name signings, the first major move of the offseason is perhaps being overlooked. The Jets acquired two-time Pro Bowl guard Kelechi Osemele from the Raiders in exchange for a day 3 pick swap. Here's why that move could end up being the most important one the Jets have made this offseason: a change in attitude. Machado Kid joins BNNY 0 hours 0 minutes and 56 seconds. Jacob Carpenter went viral with his take on why he didn't want Manny Machado on the Yankees. Watch more Yankees and Jets takes on BNNY. Nearly 1 month later, Jacob Carpenter's mind hasn't changed. The Machado Kid, who went viral in SNY's video of his reaction to Manny Machado signing with the Padres, is still glad that the star infielder didn't end up with the Yankees. I'm definitely happy that Machado did not sign, Carpenter said while he was an in-studio guest on Baseball Night in New York. Le'Veon Bell, Charles Leclerc, USA Today Sports, Ralph Bacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, Archive. The Jets put their faith in Mike Maccagnan on the day in December when they fired coach Todd Bowles. Ownership was making it clear it believed in the general manager's plan and vision. Christopher Johnson had faith that Maccagnan could carry it out. So armed with nearly $100 million in salary cap space as they headed into free agency, Maccagnan headed into one of the most crucial off-seasons this star-crossed franchise has ever had. He needed to win big. He needed some splashy signings. And he certainly didn't disappoint. New York Jets former running back Curtis Martin enters the stadium for the Professional Football Hall of Enshrinement ceremonies at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Charles Leclerc, USA Today Sports. Le'Veon Bell said one of the reasons he joined the Jets was because he idolized Hall of Famer Curtis Martin growing up. And Martin believes Bell has what it takes to follow him to Canton. For a guy like Le'Veon, it's not about, can he make it to the Hall of Fame? He's like an Adrian Peterson-like guy. Those guys, they don't have to play 12, 13, 14 years to make it to the Hall of Fame if they just work hard and take care of business now, Martin said, according to the New York Post's Steve Serby. Why Le'Veon Bell chose Jets. 0 hours 1 minute and 5 seconds. New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell explains why deep down he wanted to choose the Jets. Jamal Adams' excellent recruiting also helped. When Le'Veon Bell entered free agency this offseason, he always had the Jets on his list of desired teams. And once GM Mike Maccagnan came calling with the right offer, he knew he had to pull the trigger. The Jets were just kind of the team I had in the back of my mind where I wanted to go, Bell told SNY's Ralph Bacchiano over a conference call after the Jets made the signing official Thursday night. But the numbers Bell agreed to came under heavy scrutiny. The Steelers offered him a 5-year, $70 million deal, but after sitting out a year to keep his body fresh and hopefully increase his value on the market, he agreed to a 4-year, $52.5 million contract with the Jets. New York Jets kicker Chandler Catanzaro makes a field goal as punter Lack Edwards holds the ball during the first half at Raymond James Stadium. Kim Clement, USA Today Sports. The Jets resigned kicker Chandler Catanzaro to replace Pro Bowler Jason Myers, the team announced Friday. Catanzaro, 28, was 16 for 20 on field goals and 30 for 35 on extra points in 13 games with the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers last season. He was 0 for 3 between 40 and 49 yards but made all 3 of his attempts from at least 50 yards. With New York in 2017, Catanzaro made 25 of 30 field goals and converted all 29 extra points. He was 12 for 17 in the 40-yard range and 2 for 2 from beyond 50. November 25, 2018, Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Minnesota Vikings linebacker Anthony Barr, 55, reacts after making a play during the third quarter against the Green Bay Packers at U.S. Bank Stadium. Mandatory credit. Harrison Barden, USA Today Sports. Harrison Barden. Anthony Barr got cold feet right after the engagement. He told his agent he would take a deal with the Jets but had immediate regrets. After a quick panic he decided to call off the wedding. It wasn't necessarily physically ill. It wasn't the middle of the night. It was more so when I hung up the phone after saying, "Yeah, I can do New York," my stomach dropped. I kind of got some cold sweats, Barr told NFL Network on Thursday, December 16, 2018. Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Atlanta Falcons cornerback Bren Qvale, 34, reacts after an interception against the Arizona Cardinals during the first half at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mandatory credit. Dale Zanine, USA Today Sports. Dale Zanine. The Jets and cornerback Bren Qvale have agreed to a one-year, $3.5 million contract, according to multiple reports. The 26-year-old joins the Jets after spending 3 seasons with the Falcons, who did not tender the restricted free agent. Qvale should replace Buster Skrine as the Jets slot corner after Skrine signed with Chicago's August 17, 2018. Detroit, Michigan, USA. Detroit Lions defensive end Ezekiel Anza, 94, warms up before a game against the New York Giants at Ford Field. Mandatory credit. Tim Fuller, USA Today Sports. Tim Fuller, Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, archive. Before free agency even officially began, the Jets had handed out $173 million worth of contracts on 4 new players, and that went with another $51.7 million in deals to bring back 4 of their own. They even tried to hand out another $100 million or so in contracts, before edge rusher Anthony Barr changed his mind and center Matt Paradis signed somewhere else. So the Jets have been busy, and there's no doubt that with the additions of running back Le'Veon Bell, linebacker C.J. Mosley and receiver Jamison Crowder, they are better than they were a few days ago. But they're not done yet. They still have some cap room to spend and some holes to fill. Lucky for them, NFL free agency is still really only beginning and there are a bunch of good players left to sign. December 30, 2018, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Baltimore Ravens inside linebacker, C.J. Mosley, 57, reacts after sacking Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield, not pictured during the second half at M. Mandatory credit. Tommy Gilligan, USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan. It doesn't seem as if linebacker C.J. Mosley will be pulling at Anthony Barr. Though the Jets have yet to officially announce the signing of Mosley, they finally announced the Le'Veon Bell signing Thursday evening. Mosley was at the Jets training facility in Florham Park on Thursday as he shared a picture on his Instagram story with "New Beginnings" written on it. Charles Leclerc. The numeric details of Le'Veon Bell's 4-year, $52.5 million deal with the Jets were released on Thursday, and it is safe to say New York got themselves a great deal for one of the most dynamic weapons in the NFL. Breaking it down, Bell will earn $14.5 million for the 2019 season, but will only count for a $8.5 million cap hit because of the $2 million from his signing bonus and $4.5 million roster bonus to go along with a $2 million base salary. His 2-year total, then, comes to $26 million with $11.5 million coming his way while being a $13.5 million cap hit. There is a potential out of his contract in 2021, and it would only be a $4 million cap hit. But to keep Qvale from potentially sitting out again, the Jets implemented two $3 million training camp reporting bonuses in 2021 and 2022, which comes after the $35 million in guaranteed money has been shelled out. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins drops back to pass against the New York Jets during the first quarter at MetLife Stadium. Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. Kirk Cousins infamously spurned the Jets last offseason to sign with the Minnesota Vikings. But he's happy his former college teammate, Le'Veon Bell, is playing with New York. Bell, who agreed to a 4-year, $52.5 million deal with the Jets, tweeted how he's happy to be in green and white again, just like his Michigan State days. And Cousins made sure to salute his former teammate. New York Jets running back Isaiah Crowell runs the ball against the Minnesota Vikings during the third quarter at MetLife Stadium. Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. The Jets released running back Isaiah Crowell on Thursday, just days after they reached an agreement with free agent Le'Veon Bell, the team announced. The Jets saved $3 million in cap space by cutting Crowell. However, Crowell's contract counts for $2 million in dead cap space for 2019. The 26-year-old Qvale, who signed a 3-year, $12 million with New York last offseason, totaled 685 rushing yards, 152 receiving yards and 6 rushing touchdowns in 13 games last year. December 31, 2017, Foxborough, MA, USA. New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady, 12, is sacked by New York Jets nose tackle Steve McClendon, 99, during the second half at Gillette Stadium. Mandatory credit, Bren Qvale, USA Today Sports. Bren Qvale, as they've added a bunch of potential game-changing external free agents, the Jets have also been bringing back plenty of their own. The latest is nose tackle Steve McClendon. The Jets announced the deal with the 33-year-old McClendon, who will receive a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million that can max out at $3.5 million, reports Manish Mehta of the New York Daily News. McClendon, who has been with the Jets since 2016, has played in all 16 games each of the last 2 seasons. In 2018, he started 14 games and had 34 total tackles. Plan for Le'Veon Bell: 0 hours 0 minutes and 59 seconds. The Jets got Le'Veon Bell as a big piece for Sam Darnold. With a lot of mileage on him from Pittsburgh, will NY have Bell on a snap count? Le'Veon Bell made his decision to come to the Jets late Tuesday night, as GM Mike Maccagnan got the man he wanted. Bell is expected to be a major impact for the offense, even with a full year of sitting out in 2018, but how should the Jets deploy them? Bell got a heavy workload while in Pittsburgh, but the Jets may not want to use him the same way to make sure his body and performance hold up through the 4-year contract. The SNY Jets crew discusses how Bell will impact the Jets this season, and if a pitch count is warranted for head coach Adam Gase to use. New York Jets kicker Jason Myers kicks a field goal during the first half against the Tennessee Titans at Nissan Stadium. Christopher Hayne-Winkle, USA Today Sports. 2 special teams Pro Bowlers won't be returning to the Jets this year. Jason Myers, who made the Pro Bowl in 2018, posted a thank you message to Jets fans Wednesday afternoon, and SNY's Ralph Vacchiano reports that Myers indeed isn't expected to return to the Jets. Additionally, the Jets are not expected to re-sign return specialist Andre Roberts, according to the Daily News. March 3, 2019, Indianapolis, Indiana, USA. Ohio State defensive lineman Nick Bosa, DL25, goes through workout drills during the 2019 NFL Combine at Lucas Oil Stadium. Mandatory credit, Brian Spurlock, USA Today Sports. Brian Spurlock. Before the Odell Beckham Jr. trade madness and the Jets finally landing Le'Veon Bell on Tuesday night, the 49ers made a trade of their own for OLBD Ford, and with that trade, the Jets may have just won the Nick Bosa sweepstakes. Bosa is arguably the best defensive end in an NFL draft class that is stacked with many talented edge rushers. He is certainly on the Jets' radar to take at No. 3 overall, but the 49ers, like many others, have him on their big board as well. and San Francisco owns the pick before New York, so they could grab Bosa before the Jets have the chance. Kirby Lee. The Jets have been one of the big winners of NFL free agency, following up a bunch of solid moves with the franchise-shifting signing of running back Le'Veon Bell. And Vegas has noticed. The Jets' odds to win Super Bowl 54 jumped from 100/1 to 50/1 after news of the Bell signing broke. Per BetOnline, Le'Veon Bell expected to sign 0 hours 0 minutes and 56 seconds. Le'Veon Bell and the Jets agreed to terms late Tuesday night. What does the splash signing mean? Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, archive. 1 year ago, Mike McCagnon set the Jets up for their future by finding the franchise quarterback they had been seeking for 50 years. Now he's found a weapon that can actually help his franchise quarterback win. There was only one true game-changing offensive player on the NFL free agent market, and the Jets GM got him late Tuesday night when running back Le'Veon Bell agreed to terms on a deal with the Jets, an NFL source confirmed. The deal is a steal at 4 years, $52.5 million, according to a source, with a reported $35 million guaranteed. Jets sign Le'Veon Bell 0 hours 5 minutes and 0 seconds. The New York Jets made a bold move in free agency as RB Le'Veon Bell plans to sign a 4-year deal to run with Gang Green. The Jets, who have been incredibly active in free agency, are adding a game-changing running back to the fold. Free agent RB Le'Veon Bell, the 27-year-old Bell, who sat out the entire 2018 season after refusing to sign the franchise tag, agreed to a 4-year, $52.50 million deal, SNY's Ralph Vacchiano confirmed, with a max of $61 million and $35 million guaranteed. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, Bell confirmed that he will be heading to New York with a tweet. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell, 26, Philip G. Qvale. The Jets have won the Le'Veon Bell sweepstakes, as the top free agent has reportedly agreed to a 4-year, $52.5 million deal, first reported by ESPN's Adam Schefter. Bell's deal has a max value of $61 million with incentives, and he will receive $35 million in guaranteed money. The 27-year-old confirmed the move on Twitter right around midnight and posted to his Instagram with his new green and white threads. He also made sure to mention his new mixtape, Life Say Gamble. Click below to see Bell's tweet and more. September 20, 2018, Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Cleveland Browns quarterback Tyrod Taylor, 5, runs away from New York Jets defensive end Henry Anderson, 96, during the first half of a game at First Energy Stadium. Mandatory credit, David Dermer, USA Today Sports. David Dermer. The Jets are set to bring back Henry Anderson next season. SNY's Ralph Vacchiano confirmed on Tuesday, Anderson will return on a deal worth $25 million over 3 years, and that is just compensation after the season he put together for Gang Green last season. The Jets' pass rush wasn't all that good, but Anderson was tied for first on the team with a career-high 7 sacks to go along with 35 combined tackles and 16 quarterback hits. Anderson played in all 16 games last season, but only totaled 3 starts. He will likely remain in that depth role again this year unless he shows out at training camp, and proves to the Jets last season wasn't a fluke. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell gains short yardage against the Indianapolis Colts in the fourth quarter at Lucas Oil Stadium. Thomas J. Russo, USA Today Sports. Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, archive. The Jets have a sizable offer on the table for running back Le'Veon Bell, and some around the league believe it's the best offer he has. There's no indication at all that teams are engaged in any kind of bidding war for what may be the best free agent on the market. So why won't Bell take the Jets' money? That's something a lot of people around the NFL, including the Jets, would like to know. November 25, 2018, Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Minnesota Vikings linebacker Anthony Barr, 55, reacts after making a play during the third quarter against the Green Bay Packers at U.S. Bank Stadium. Mandatory credit. Harrison Barden, USA Today Sports. Harrison Barden, Anthony Barr is just not a New York kind of guy. Apparently, the 26-year-old linebacker had agreed to a deal to join the Jets on Monday, but by Tuesday afternoon, he had changed his mind and was returning to the Vikings for less money. So what exactly happened? In November 5, 2017, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, Denver Broncos center Matt Paradis, 61, calls a signal against the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. Mandatory credit. Eric Hartline, USA Today Sports. Eric Hartline. The Jets are about to lose out on another free agent target, as center Matt Paradis has reportedly agreed to a deal with the Panthers, per ESPN's Adam Schefter. The deal is said to be worth $27 million over 3 years, which would be $9 million per season for the 29-year-old, according to SNY's Ralph Vacchiano. The Jets were making a very strong push to sign Paradis as they need a new center this season. The Jets let Spencer Long go, and Jonathan Harrison is the next best option at the moment. It made sense for the Jets to target Paradis, with head coach Adam Gase having seen his skill set as his offensive coordinator with the Broncos for one season.